Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Men Only. Please comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I got Chow Time 2.0. If you guys can subscribe to that, I'd really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
After my divorce hearing, where I was married for 10 years, I was a traditional wife, I was a stay-at-home mother to 4 children. One of them is disabled.
Okay.
She had 4 open heart surgeries. I have been their primary parent since the moment they entered this universal realm. I'm the person that they have known from sun up to sundown and through the night. They do have 2 parents, but the way our family was structured, I was the one that took care of them. He was a little bit busy doing other things.
Yeah, it's called taking care of the bills.
I wrongfully assumed that courts would see the situation for what it was and give me everything that I wanted, and I would be able.
Oh, they thought I would give me everything that I wanted. That's why I divorced, because I didn't love my husband in the first place.
To remain their primary parent and remain in good, like, just everything would be amazing, and that's not what happened. I had to not only split custody, but in my opinion, it was horrible because this person doesn't even have their own home. He is living with his romantic partner. So I was like, how is the court going to give you 50% custody? You don't even have a fucking home. You're
Is it because you took the home in the divorce proceedings or what?
an actual hobosexual. You have no home, no job, nothing. There's no way a court is going to give you 50% custody. They sure as fuck did. Not only did they awarded him child support because he quit his job right before the divorce hearing to throw off our income, and then the court used a really fucked up calculation for my income, and it was just like literally the worst of the worst of the worst. My attorney said her jaw was
You fuck around, you find out.
on the floor. She has never had a divorce end up so lopsided in her whole fucking career, and then she wished me luck and I was on my way. If I didn't have the money to pay her, sucks to suck.
Yep.
In the frame.
And this is how all men feel. No, sorry, my bad. Not all, but how most men feel when divorce proceedings happen. The way you're feeling it now, the way you feel it, everything is so unjust.
Franticness of like, oh my God, I have to give this person I'm gonna be homeless. Do you know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna pay child support and pay my rent and all my bills when I'm barely making it by myself?
How do you think men feel?
Needless to say, it's been 5 years. I never went homeless. I never lost anything. I never lost my kids. I've only gotten stronger and better. And it was because in the franticness after that, I called an attorney thinking, somebody has to fix this. Somebody's going to make it better. And I called an attorney. I told him the whole story. And he was like, do you want me to tell you the real fucking truth? Talk to you like you're my fucking sister? Or do you want me to give you like the polite answer? Like, he could hear the vulnerability and the desperation in my voice. He was like, get the fuck over it. Divorces suck. People get bad results. And if you continue to try to fight with him in the courts, you're only going to make yourself look worse. You can be angry. You can be mad. But you need to just shut the fuck up, put your head down, and focus on your life with your kids. Because the longer you sit in that anger about how it didn't go your way, you're stopping yourself. You're slowing down your healing. You're slowing down your healing. It was like a light clicked in my head. Like, you're right. It's over. The divorce is over. The decisions have been made. I can either accept it and move forward and focus on my life and focus on solutions and focus on, at least I don't have this ugly fucking dusty in my bed, in my body, in my anything anymore. And that's what I did. And life got better. The minute you stop looking at all the problems and start thinking of solutions, everything starts to get better.
At least I can agree with her on that last little statement right there.
Let's break it down straight. She expected him to walk away with nothing.
Yep.
That's pure greed. These women are now experiencing what men have been dealing with for
She wanted full custody. Why? Because she wanted child support.
years when everything is taken from them in a divorce. Suddenly, they're crying foul, claiming the court system is broken and unfair. But was he abusive to the children? If not, why do women think they deserve everything? You're not automatically entitled to full custody just because of a divorce.
And just because you took care of the kids, it's just how the dynamic works. If one person is working and paying the bills and getting all the money, usually one person stays at home with the kid. It's just how it is. So to me, I think it's perfectly awesome and fair that courts are finally going 50-50. how it should be instead of just defaulting to mothers.
Good for him for standing up for himself. Women are now getting a taste of their own medicine, realizing that their actions have consequences. Filing for divorce doesn't mean you get to walk away with everything while the man is left with nothing. Now she has to deal with 50-50 custody, which is exactly what her fellow sisters demanded in the name of equality. Welcome to the reality of independence, ladies. This is the flip side of feminism. Equality comes with responsibilities and shared consequences. The man played it smart, quitting his job to gain custody and child support. It's a strategic move that shows men are wising up every day.
Yep.
They're starting to match the energy that women have been using against them for years.
I'm surprised she didn't go with the, oh, she was abusing the kids and abusing me and all that stuff.
These women forget that their actions have repercussions. Filing for divorce isn't a free pass to take everything and leave the man destitute. Now, they're seeing what it's like when the tables are turned. Men are learning to navigate the system and protect their interests just as women have done for so long. Stay strong, King. Don't let
A good lawyer really matters, guys. A good lawyer.
them bring you down. Men are adapting, learning, and fighting back against a system that has long favored women in divorce proceedings. It's time for fairness and true equality, where both parties face the consequences of their decisions and actions. The days of men being taken advantage of without recourse are ending, and women need to understand that they can't expect to win every time just because they file for divorce. In this new landscape of equality, everyone has to play by the same rules. Women wanted independence and equal rights, and now they're seeing that this includes shared responsibility and shared consequences. It's a hard lesson, but a necessary one for true fairness. The era of one-sided divorces is coming to an end, and it's about time.
Difference in like being a father and being a mother. Like, I feel like most fathers get to just live their lives without like the worry of the children. They don't have to schedule their lives around the children. They kind of make plans with their friends all willy-nilly. It doesn't matter
What the
because you
fuck
know
are
you
you
have your wife
talking
at home
about?
watching the babies. But then when you're like a mother, your whole life is revolved around your children. When you make plans, I feel like you kind of have to talk to your spouse a couple days in advance, like, hey, does this work for you so that I can go do this? Why is that? And why don't dads have like the bare minimum of like respect for the mother of their children to do the same thing?
I just don't understand why women feel the need to invalidate a man's experience because they're basically resentful that their husbands have freedom. A woman's idea of freedom is being able to get up and go, but last time I checked, a lot of these men are working to be able to provide the necessities for his family. And guess what? He doesn't have a choice to stay home. He doesn't have a choice to call in sick. He doesn't have a choice to change jobs that maybe he likes better because he's thinking about his family 24/7. But a lot of these women get so entitled because they get used to their lifestyles that they cannot even comprehend a lot of these sacrifices that their husbands are making.
And men sacrifice a lot. We sacrifice our happiness. We sacrifice our convenience. We sacrifice so much just to make sure everything is working the way it should be.
Let's be honest, a lot of women are control freaks. So
Yep.
even when the dads step in and want to help with packing lunches or putting the kids to bed or getting them dressed to go out on a family outing, women cannot handle it because they want to be control freaks. They want to be perfectionists. They're going to bitch about every little thing. Oh, you didn't put the right snack in the bag. You didn't put the right drink in the bag. Did you remember the goldfish? So eventually these men are like, fuck it. If I can't do anything right, I'm not going to do anything at all. And at the end of the day, I don't understand why you have to shit on your husbands. If you want like PTO time or time to go do something, just freaking say that. Learn how to communicate like an adult. A lot of these women don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to talk about their needs. They just hold it in and then they make posts like this basically. Yep. But what we're not going to do is invalidate the men that do it every single day by themselves without a complaint. There's a lot of single dads out here that do it without child support. And
I don't see very many singles dads TikTok videos about how hard it is for them, how miserable, how much they hate their ex-wives because their ex-wives made them single fathers and all this junk.
And you're not going to take that away from the dads that are good. Just because you don't have a husband or don't know men around you that step up and be dads and real ass husbands doesn't mean that you have to shit on the rest of them. Okay, bye.
It's astounding how some women preach about respect yet fail to demonstrate it towards the very person they're talking about. They aggressively fight for 100% custody, then turn around and complain that their lives revolve around their children. Men, in these situations, are completely undervalued and often forgotten. If these women think they have it rough, why don't they try providing for the family and let their husbands stay at home? They'd quickly see how challenging it really is. The problem is, these women want it all. They seek perfection and control but lack trust. They don't take on the labor-intensive jobs that would bring in more money, yet they demand to control the family dynamics. If they could be a man for just a week, they'd go insane after a few days.
I would guarantee most women cannot live in any man's shoes.
They'd realize the immense pressure men face, both physically and emotionally, without any recognition. Moreover, many of these misandrist, bitter women don't even allow the good men to be involved with their kids. They create barriers, then complain about the situation they've created. It's hypocritical. Men regularly schedule and manage activities for their children, especially when the mother can't. Yet, women's struggles in this area are highlighted while men's efforts are ignored. The reality is, many women don't care about what men go through. They make everything about themselves. They talk about their own struggles, completely ignoring the sacrifices men make daily.
You know, it's funny when they make the videos complaining about their job, how hard it is, how their boss yells at them and they're unappreciated at work. Why don't they ever think about that for the men that are breadwinners? They feel the exact same way you do, but they can't leave like you can. Nor can they make TikToks about all these things. Why? Because they're going to get fired. And if they get fired, they can't take care of their family anymore.
This one-sided narrative is unfair and continues to devalue men's contributions at home and in society. Men are expected to provide, protect, and support their families, yet their efforts are frequently dismissed or taken for granted. The emotional and psychological struggles men face often go unrecognized because women don't bother to understand or appreciate them. It's time for a more balanced perspective, where both men's and women's contributions are acknowledged and respected equally. Women need to understand that respect is a two-way street. Men deserve recognition for their hard work and dedication, both in their professional and personal lives.
True.
A truly equal partnership involves sharing responsibilities and respecting each other's roles. Until this is recognized, the cycle of undervaluing men's contributions will continue, harming families and society.
And again, it's just so funny. Women talk about working and how miserable it is, but men don't have a choice. We're supposed to work. We're supposed to be the breadwinners according to everyone, society, women, men, but yet they don't seem to think that we're struggling in any way, shape, or form with our jobs, especially high-powered jobs.
I lost custody of my son because a judge decided that being in the military and being a military family was too unstable for my son. I have been my son's primary caregiver since birth, and any of you who have ever applied for a move away request know that the stability is the stability of the relationship with a primary parent, not the stability of location. And unfortunately, we just got a judge who was new to family law, had only been a judge for 2 years and never spent any time in family law as an attorney.
Good, he's not biased like all the other judges.
And today is day 9 of not talking to my son because Dad won't let us talk to each other, even though it's in the court order. And
okay, I don't think that's right. If there's court order, I mean, parents should be able to communicate with their own kids. I don't like either parent alienating their kids from the other parent. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman.
Dad doesn't spend any time with our son, and since he's had custody of him for the last 9 days, he has not spent more than an hour with him a day, and the rest of the time he's been with other family members or friends, and while I'm a stay-at-home mom.
So the man's working. You're a military mom, but you're a stay-at-home mom?
And I am trying like hell to figure things out with my attorney, but attorneys are incredibly expensive. So if enough of you watch this video, maybe I
So you're e-begging.
can get enough followers to start selling things on TikTok Shop or promoting things on TikTok Shop so I can pay for the attorney fees and potentially get my son back. I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying to figure out how about moving
I mean, her eyes are wet, but there's no tears.
back to where we were, even though we didn't live there. I don't know. I don't know what else to do, guys. I'm at a loss. Today's been really hard.
This woman divorced her husband, who was the biological father of her son, and remarried a man in the military. Now, she has lost custody of her son to the bio dad and is left with nothing. Let's be real, this outcome is on her. If the bio dad is stable and stationary, the judge made the right call.
No, I agree.
It's about the child's best interests, not her personal desires. She made her bed when she decided to leave her stable home life for a relationship with someone in the military, which inherently involves a lot of moving around and instability. Courts prioritize the child's well-being and stability, and clearly, the bio dad provided that better than her new circumstances. This isn't a mystery, it's common sense. Instead of taking responsibility, she runs to social media to play the victim. This is a classic move. Instead of acknowledging her choices led to this situation, she seeks validation and sympathy online.
And support and money.
Thought she could leave her husband, keep the kid, and start a new life without any consequences. That's not how it works. And let's talk about the new marriage. Did she consider how a military lifestyle, with constant relocations and deployments, would affect her son? Probably not. She was thinking about herself, not the stability and needs of her child.
Nope.
The court's decision reflects that oversight. Now, she's paying child support. That's justice. Men go through this all the time, losing everything in divorce settlements, but they don't take to social media to garner sympathy.
And not just that, they also don't got a freaking new husband that can afford everything and pay for everything. No, men struggle. We don't find a girlfriend or a wife that's a breadwinner all of a sudden, but women get to do this. So even though you lost custody of your kids and you're paying child support, you still have a man that's supporting you.
They deal with it. Now, she's getting a taste of that reality. It's easy to cry foul when the tables are turned, but maybe she should have thought about the long-term implications of her actions. This situation highlights a crucial point. Women often think they can have it all without consequences. They believe they can disrupt their children's lives and then act shocked when the court sides with the more stable parent. This is on her. She's the one who disrupted her son's life, and now she's facing the repercussions. She wants to paint herself as the victim, but the truth is clear. She made selfish choices without considering the impact on her child. Now, she has to live with the consequences. The courts don't take children away from their mothers lightly.
No,
This
they
decision
don't.
wasn't made on a whim. It was based on what's best for the child. And in this case, what's best is living with his stable, reliable father.
Which is still in the same location and you've had to move. That's a problem.
So, instead of blaming the system or her ex, she needs to look in the mirror and recognize her role in this outcome. It's a hard truth, but one she needs to accept. Maybe next time, she'll think twice before making life-altering decisions that affect more than just her own life.
We signed our final divorce papers last week, and I just got notified today that the lawyer sent the papers to the court today to be signed by the judge. Everybody keeps thinking that I'm handling this divorce so well, and I'm not.
Why? You're the one that filed. Why are you crying for being the one that filed and probably all the shit you talked about the man being abusive, narcissist, and toxic?
I'm not okay. Next week would have been our 9-year anniversary.
Sucks.
And I don't know what
You
I'm
ended
supposed to do with myself.
Then why did you divorce in the first place if you had no clue what the fuck you were gonna do with yourself? What was the problem in the first place?
I didn't want this.
Liar.
I never wanted this.
Liar.
And it hurts and it sucks and I...
Does it really hurt? Or is it just because you want to get some sympathy on the internet?
Okay.
Sucks for you?
I know that I'm gonna be okay.
Are you? Do
But
you?
right now it really sucks. And I feel like I can't breathe. This week was K-Week, and well, he's like 20 minutes late. I know that he's getting my text messages because I'm getting the red receipts. I hope he's okay. I don't know, like, how long do I wait? It's been 30 minutes. I tried to call him. I tried to text him. I haven't gotten an answer. So I don't really know what to do. I don't know. Oh.
He's trying to play innocent.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
what are you guys doing?
we're at the playground right now. Why, what's up?
So I got stood up.
You're gonna call your ex-husband? Why the fuck did you even divorce him in the first place?
Jeez.
And he kind of said something that really kind of just fucked me up. And I really just kind of want my kids. If maybe you would bring the kids to come and I can just do it with them instead.
Why don't you just go to where the playground is to see the kids? Why does the man have to bring the kids to you?
Let me call Mom and let her know what's going on, because, I think they'd enjoy kayaking, but I also need to ask them or let them know, so.
Okay, just let me know.
Alrighty.
Alright,
I'll
thanks.
let you know what's going on.
Alright, thank you.
Yep.
Alright. Bye.
Shout outs to that man.
Bye.
He cares about his kids.
One of the hardest things I've had to learn over the last couple of months that I've been doing the alphabet dating is that dating as a single mom of 4 in my 30s sucks. I started this as a way to build a list of things that I want and don't want in a future partner, and I have had a blast as I've been going through all of these dates. And I've learned
Really?
a lot. One of those things is that I want somebody who is going to be able to accept the fact that my children are the biggest part of my life.
You know who's the easiest person to accept that fact? Your husband.
So far, only one person had shown any interest in my children, and he even ended things by saying that he can't see himself with somebody with 4 kids. And that sentiment has been echoed throughout these dates. They all tell me that I am really great, they have a lot of fun with me, that they want to keep seeing me, but that they couldn't really see anything serious with me. And I think that that is kind of getting to me, because my kids are freaking amazing, and
Girl, I'm not even doubting that. I'm sure your kids are awesome. And they literally seem like great kids. You are not.
don't understand why you wouldn't want to spend time with them.
Grass is greener where you water it. This woman is just pathetic, needy, clingy, and full of regret after she sees what it means to be single, even though that's what she wanted. She probably filed for divorce, thinking the grass was greener on the other side, and her ex didn't cave. He fought back, and she didn't get as much as she thought she would. She filed under the "I'm not happy" nonsense, and now she's realizing the harsh reality of her decisions. She wanted freedom and independence.
Now she's realizing what true unhappiness is.
But now she's just a cum sock, and nobody wants a woman with 4 kids. Accountability is so hard for some women, and it's always us men to blame. She made her choice, but can't handle the consequences. Her ex-husband seems like a good guy.
He does.
And it sounds like she was the problem all along with all her regrets. It's definitely wrong of her to use her ex as emotional support. This is the decision she wanted, so she needs to move on. Her kids and ex-husband are not her therapists. Now that she has lost custody, those guys she went on dates with all had fun with her and want to continue having fun with her, but nothing serious. That's the reality for women like her. A man will always be in fifth place behind those 4 kids, she says, so why would he date her with long-term in mind? It would be hard for any man to do that.
Like, I don't mind that my partner or my wife or my girlfriend would put the kids before me. If it was my kids, then it makes sense. But if it's not my kid, why would I be okay with that?
Women need to understand that many men want a family, but we need to feel appreciated. It seems women don't realize how little we ask for until it's over. A married woman's single or unmarried friends are her worst enemies. A woman's worst enemy is another woman. Single women keep other women single. They give terrible advice, leading their friends into the same misery they experience. This woman's friends probably encouraged her to leave her husband, painting fantasies of a better life that didn't exist. Now, she's left to face the reality of her poor decisions alone. She made a choice based on a fleeting feeling, not thinking about the long-term implications. Now, she's facing the consequences. She thought she could find someone better, but now she's just another statistic, another woman who thought she deserved more without putting in the effort to maintain what she had. She's realizing too late that being single isn't what she imagined. It's a harsh world out there, and she's not prepared for it. In the end, she's a cautionary tale.
I don't think most women are prepared for the cold, hard winter.
A reminder that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and sometimes you should water your own lawn instead of looking for something better. She needs to accept her reality, take responsibility for her choices, and stop playing the victim. It's time for her to move on and let her ex and kids live their lives without her dragging them down with her regrets.
Yeah, it's terrifying when you've been with someone for so long thinking they're moving on, they're with someone else or whatever it is. And I think feel all those feels like you were with the man for years, yeah, but it comes back to controlling the things you can control. You can't control what he's going to go and do now. He's going to do some things that you'll probably find out and they'll fucking break you. But he's shown you what you need to see. And I think here is where you need to focus on your self-worth, looking after yourself, channeling into you, learning, growing, healing. We can obsess until the cows come home about what the other person's doing, but ultimately, we can't change any of that.
And also, you probably won't know. And men go and find other women and women go and find themselves.
Women often find themselves caught up in new relationships before they even finalize a divorce.
Right? Men go find themselves. Some men can find another woman right away because they've already found themselves. But some men like me took a while. It took me like a whole year, almost 6 months-ish, to start dating after my divorce. Why? Because my friends are like, go out there and do stuff. Stop being at home and working on your computer and like working on things all the time. Like, fucking get out there. That's the only reason. And I did it, and I understood. Oh, okay, it's not so bad once I get meet other people and see things. They don't seem so miserable in my own life right now.
Or leave their current relationship. This highlights a common misunderstanding among many women. Once you leave a relationship, you lose all control and entitlement over your ex-partner's life.
Yep.
This includes any expectations of continued support or emotional involvement. The real issue here is the sense of entitlement that many women display after a breakup. They want the freedom to pursue new relationships and find themselves, but they also expect their ex-husbands to remain emotionally and financially available to them. This attitude is not only unrealistic, but also deeply manipulative and selfish. It's unfair to the ex-husband who has every right to move on and build a new life without being tethered to his past. Women need to understand that leaving a relationship means relinquishing any claims over their ex-husband's future. This includes accepting that he may find happiness elsewhere and that she no longer has any right to dictate his actions or decisions. Instead of moving forward independently, some women cling to their exes, expecting them to perform husband duties even after the divorce.
That they do.
This is not only unfair, but also highlights an unwillingness to take responsibility for their own lives. Why is it that some women think they can leave a marriage and still have a say in their ex-husband's life? This shows a lack of
Or still have the benefit of your ex-husband being in your life.
respect for boundaries and an inability to move forward independently. When women try to hold on to their ex-husbands emotionally or financially, it prevents them from truly finding themselves and achieving personal growth.
And they become
True
miserable
independence
women.
means standing on your own 2 feet without relying on the past to secure your future. The entitlement and unrealistic expectations some women have post-divorce are staggering. Expecting an ex to continue fulfilling the role of a husband after divorce is a clear sign of emotional immaturity and manipulation.
We just don't have that many stories of men initiating divorce and coming on TikTok talking about it. It's always women, and it's always women like these women that thought the grass was greener, that thought they can do better, that thought their husband was the worst husband, and all of this stuff until they leave. And now all they do is cry in lonely, lonely tears. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. I could just next time.